You know, it's funny
We're back up in here.
we're back. It's funny
we're
that
back?
every time you start to say something, see, because I don't think you realize that it takes me like about 5 seconds or so to like unmute you. So you never actually like a lot of what you say gets cut off, which is preferred.
Which is good. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, kind of like the arm of that.
Sure,
Kind of like the arm of that Leshy. It just got cut right off.
I'm pretty sure most of our fan base enjoys my story about Dave's mom.
No,
Including Dave's mom.
No, I don't think she does. I'm gonna just say she doesn't.
She only tells you what you need.
Here's the good news: is we're here for the second game here of this doubleheader. We're talking about The Witcher episodes 1 through 4
of season 2.
Season 2, yeah. So there will be some time stamps down below. So if you want to skip over all this garbage,
with our favorite Superman,
yeah. So if you want to skip over all this garbage and just get right to the review, get on that timestamp.
Yeah.
Yep. So for the YouTube crowd, what do we have next week on the calendar?
Basically, we're gonna run this same setup back. Next week we got episode 8 of Wheel of Time, finale. And then we have episodes 5 through 8 of The Witcher season 2.
Yeah. After that, what do we have on the horizon for folks to look forward to?
Yeah, we got the Book of Boba Fett coming up.
Correct.
I saw a trailer for that. That looks good.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
We're going to do a recap of the first. How many episodes are in Star Trek Discovery?
We're gonna do. We think it's 11, and I just finished episode 5 this past week, and I think it's a good stopping point. Okay. You know, I know my friends haven't watched it yet, so
I've watched the first 2 episodes. Relax.
I don't know if my friends plan on coming along on this journey with me, but we're gonna cover basically the first half season of Disco, season 4 coming up here. For any of those that are wondering that may be a little leery after season 3, Disco is back, and it's back in a big way for this season. So you should all be watching that. We're going to do the first 5 episodes of that.
Look, Josh, as soon as we end Wheel of Time and The Witcher season 2, I'm gonna sit back in my chair. I'm gonna get my communicator out, and I'm gonna turn to the pilot. I'm gonna say, "Let's fly," and I'm gonna be all in that show. Okay?
Yeah. So we have that. We got Book of Boba, and I think that's what we're going to be doing. We're doing Boba Fett week to week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do that one week to week, which is going to lead us into next year, where we're probably going to do another movie on the AFI list at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
We may or may not do Easy Rider sometime in the next 2 months.
We had to put if you're here and you've been missing the AFI movie reviews, we apologize. But look, we have
lives.
We have lives.
We got all the TV we can handle right now.
Yeah, we're trying to do as much as we can, but just stick with us. And if you haven't started your AFI journey, this is a perfect time to get caught up in all the previous movies that we've watched. So just look up the AFI Top 100 Movies list and start watching.
Yeah, and if we have any, heavily loaded up, fans of the show that want us to do time, I'm sure that we will take heavy donations and quit our jobs and do this full time just for you.
Oh,
well, I'm gonna need
heavy,
some guaranteed funds.
and some health insurance.
Yes, absolutely.
and like some sort of a Roth IRA or.
Yeah, look, this is a post-COVID world. Okay, you can never be too careful with stuff. So,
true story.
Witcher season 2. We'll get into it more, but just again for the YouTube crowd, I will say off to a rocky start for me in particular.
Slow start.
Yeah, I feel like if I would have binged this show, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have this problem. But
would you? We'll save it for when we get into.
In 1 hour, you can start binging the show, Dave.
That's true. I can.
I do have a question.
Let's fire this fucking thing up.
Yeah, let's go.
Do we think? Yeah, I have a question. I'll save it to the end.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's fly.
Let's do this. Pull it.
Time warp.
Pull it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents The Witcher, Season 2, Episodes 1 through 4. I'm your co-host, The Human Dart, along with...
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
We made it.
We made it, guys.
Doubleheader.
back.
Doubleheader. Second game of the doubleheader. We're here.
It's brutal.
Did we ever post the Anthrax podcast from last week?
I have it queued up. It will be posted right after this. I have it ready to go.
So
I was
our
just
fans can expect to hear about The Witcher episodes 1 through 4 like Christmas next year?
Haha. No, look, we had the Wheel of Time episode that I had to get out immediately. So I did that. I'm just trying to space out our podcasts for the purposes of analytics. Okay. It's because it's kind of a thing when you pump out multiple things one after the other that you actually
something gets missed. I got it, but now we got 3 podcasts that we're sitting on. Anyway, hey, listen, here's the deal. Okay, we're back in the Witcherverse. It's been a long 2 years. This show actually, this show means a lot to us. This was the first TV show that we ever covered on Three Guys and a Mic.
Yep. It's currently of our top 10 most downloaded podcasts. It makes up about half each individual episode makes up about half of that top 10 list. So
yeah. So listen, I would definitely not advise any of you to go back and listen. They're shit.
Oh, like for the purpose of this podcast, Josh, I actually put in. I tried to listen to episode 1. And like I just wanted to get a taste, just a small taste of what it was, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Yeah,
do it.
and you left after you heard me say the Kikimora. Oh. You left after hearing that,
dude. Like, look, no shade. We were terrible. Like, in all honesty,
yeah. Maybe that's what that guy was saying. Maybe he listened to like some of the original podcasts and he thought I was really bad. Because, I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm good today, but I've certainly at least moved up a little bit in the last 2 years.
You're level 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, Josh.
I got 90 silver in the bank.
Look, Josh. Yeah. Look.
I mean, if you ever needed it, you could just borrow some, friends.
Yeah. Look. I got some ore. Yeah, I definitely sell you at a good price.
Yeah, half off.
Half off, man.
But you know what? It's really it's kind of cool to come back and do this show after, like I said, with this one being the show that kind of started it all for us. So it is really neat. It's disappointing that it's taken 2 years to get back into this, but of course, fucking COVID slowed everything down, and I think it's negatively impacted my enjoyment of the show because it's been so long since I watched season 1 that I'm really struggling to. I struggled early to kind of keep up. Like I had to go back and watch on YouTube. Somebody kind of put together like a quick cut,
like everything you need to know about The Witcher season 1.
Yeah, like I really needed a refresher because, like, it's just been so long. We expected to get this last year, and with a year, that's still a long time, but at least it's more fresh. Like now, I'm like, wait, who are even the characters in this show? Syria, okay. So.
Another thing I think that's going up against this show is that I feel like there's just better, not better. Well, I just feel like the competition is stronger right now. And we just this podcast, we've reviewed a lot of really good shows leading up to this, right? And so I think maybe our expectations are a little bit higher. I'm not sure what it is, but overall, I would say so far, halfway in, this season has fallen short for me a little bit.
A little bit, yep.
Yeah. I'll say the same thing. Me and the wife, we consider rewatching season 1, but we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
And so when we started season 2, we were like, Jesus Christ, like, who are these people? What was going on? What was this? What was that? What was her point? I don't remember. It was
Yeah.
And
the guy I've struggled with the most is the guy that was running the Nilfgaardians before, Kahir.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've struggled, like seeing him, I'm like, I know I should remember this guy, but I don't. And then going back and watching that, and now I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It was the guy that he also had the doppelganger of him. So now I remember.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pull something up while we're talking about it. And look, I want to preface this by saying I'm not purposefully dogging the show. I'm only looking for a little bit of validation in the way that we feel. So I just pulled up Rotten Tomatoes, and look, I understand Rotten Tomatoes is not the end-all, be-all, and all that good stuff.
Critics love it.
Season 1 of The Witcher has a critic rating of 68 and an audience rating of 91.
And almost the complete opposite.
Yeah, so season 2, 93 critic rating and 68 audience rating. So, like,
wow.
We are not the only ones that feel like something is a little bit off. Now, look, admittedly, we got 4 more episodes to cover that I will be watching as soon as I possibly can. So, look, I'm not gonna give this show or a rating or anything like that, but I am gonna show some concerns that I have, and that I hope those concerns are alleviated in the last 4 episodes. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Same. Jason, take us on a 4-episode recap here.
All right, this is gonna be a little bit longer than my normal, but it is 4 hours worth of time. All right, so The Witcher season 2 picks up the pieces at the Battle of Sodden. Geralt is with Ciri. Yennefer is presumed dead. Both sides have suffered massive losses. Geralt visits an old friend who becomes the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, who has a friend. Oh my fucking god, fucking crawling on the wall, psycho monster. Her name is Verena, by the way, who is a Bruxa, who Geralt kills. Yennefer, turns out, is alive, but captured by Fringilla, which isn't a bad thing until they both get captured by the elves. This leads us to a three-way with Yennefer, Fringilla, and the elven leader, Francesca, finding the lair of the Deathless Mother. Yennefer balks at the deal offered, and Fringilla and Francesca join forces. Geralt takes Ciri to, maybe I'm going to say this wrong, Kaer Morhen. She's turned into a combat. Okay, Kaer Morhen, which is the home of the Witchers.
Yes.
Geralt takes up the task of training Ciri in combat, while also trying to figure out her mystery. Yennefer walks all the way back to Aretuza, where we find out she's lost all of her powers.
Yep.
That was a long walk. And in a twist, helps Kahir escape, becoming enemy number 1. Geralt kills another monster, kind of a mantis thing, who is drawn to Ciri, or vice versa. We haven't figured that out yet. We learn that Ciri inadvertently unleashed some sort of magic, creating monsters. She took down this obelisk.
A monolith.
Yennefer and Kahir seek to escape. The monolith, that's what it was. Escape to Centra, of all places. Run into Josh's favorite character of all fucking time. Jaskier, the Bard, who helps them smuggle onto a ship. Yeah, that's pretty much the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, and then it's hinted at that Jaskier may have perished.
Something happened.
You hate to see that.
Broke his guitar.
So one thing I want to say that I could have misheard, Jason, and if you did say this, I apologize. I also want to point out that did you point out the monster? Eskel, the Witcher that turned into the tree monster.
The Leshy.
Yeah, I didn't say his name, but yeah, as soon as they got there, one of the Witchers turned into a tree monster.
Okay, I didn't know if you said that or not. Okay, cool.
It's
Yeah,
a
I thought he was
Leshy.
going to be Leshy.
Thank you.
That's just a fucked up name.
So, guys, I'll start a little bit. I would say, just to try to take this as a whole entity, right? Overall, I thought each episode was very well made. The budget is super obviously high.
Man,
here.
they look fantastic.
Oh yeah,
They do.
The sound, all the performances are very good. So that kind of leads me to believe, with all the pieces are good. I just feel like the writing is got to be the one thing here that is there's a misstep, like in terms of the storytelling.
It just doesn't feel like this is an 8-episode show right now. It feels like this is like a traditional sitcom where there's 22 episodes. And so you're going to have like 10 episodes in here where there's just random shit going on that doesn't really move the story along. But it's 8 episodes, and half the season, with the exception of the last 10 minutes of the 4th episode, has done nothing to move this season along. Like, yeah, they're doing stuff, right? To Dave's point, I mean, there's stuff going on. We're training Siri for some reason. And Yennefer has gone back to Aretusa, and they're doing something. But like, what does it all mean, Basil?
And like, I feel like I don't understand the characters' motivations very much. Like, like Yennefer, for example. Like, okay, she can't. She no longer has magic.
Lost to chaos.
Yeah, but she feels compelled to save the guy who she was going up against at the end of season 1. That was clearly, I guess, a bad guy. I guess this is some form of misdirection or, subverting our expectations.
Yeah, he's the commander or one of the top generals.
Of Nilfgaard, right?
Nilfgaard.
Yeah.
And so what that means is that he was at the forefront of killing some
all
of
those mages.
Yes. Like that just happened.
Yeah. And because it's been 2 years in our time, but in the show, like this shit just happened, right? Like
it's been about a month, I believe.
Yeah. So it's like, so not only does she decide not to kill him, because I guess, she does say like she feels like it's a lose-lose, because if she kills him, then she's going to be labeled by Stregobor as like a murderer and all this. But if she says she doesn't have magic anymore, it's like they're trying to tell us why these characters are doing what they're doing, but I don't feel like they're doing a very good job.
Yeah,
I agree. I do feel like, to echo their points, this feels very episodic in the we're just getting like a story that happens, and then next week we'll have a new story and see what kind of adventures Geralt and Ciri get them into.
Which look, if they want to make a Witcher show like that, where it's a Witcher sitcom where he's just going along like Kung Fu, right?
Yeah,
and he's just traveling the world and killing fucking monsters. That's awesome.
Yeah,
but that's not what the expectation of this was based off of the first season.
That's not what exactly. And I think that's the main point, is that in season 1 we felt like we were going on this epic adventure, and while the season 2 up to this point feels like we're still adventuring, it doesn't feel like we're going anywhere in particular.
Yeah, I feel like
also another thing that they've done in season 2 is put doubt in your head is who are the good guys and who are the bad guys.
Correct.
So they kind of muddied what they had laid during season. So now I'm really just sitting here going, well, I don't know where we're going at all.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the good guys are.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like each episode so far has been like a cumulative 10 to 15 minutes of like story progression, and 35, 40 minutes of just
wow, this looks really cool.
Yeah, cool stuff happening. And like I said, I don't want to take anything away from any of the performances or anything like that. Like,
Yeah,
I think everyone is killing it. I think everyone is doing the absolute best with the material, and it looks really good and it sounds really good. And I'm not watching this and like being bored. I just don't know where. I just don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah, I look to what you're saying, and for anybody who's already gotten turned off because we're not in love with the show or something. Look, I really like the show. I still really like the show.
Yeah.
And this season, like we were saying, the budget, you can see they spent the money in every single area, and visually, it's great. I want if we're gonna do episodic style, I still want enough to keep taking that overarching story and let's go somewhere.
Yeah.
Well,
and hopefully we are. Maybe let's kill it.
Well, speaking of going somewhere, let's go to our favorite scenes.
Yeah, I have one.
All right, what's it?
Basically, it's the entire interaction he has with Nivelin in the first episode, which is our friend who looks like Bebop from Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I do like
that.
Dave.
No, I do like that. I felt like that whole. I actually really liked that episode.
Yeah, it was good.
But in hindsight, it seems like that episode was mostly self-contained.
Yeah. But man, that whole interaction he has with Nivelin the whole time in there, just the character of Nivelin and like all the magic he was able to do and the stories and just, I mean, really the way he looked, because that, like, the look of that character could be made to be like super cartoony or comical, and I thought it looked really, really good. So I like just that whole interaction and that whole scene from he rolls up and gets tackled by him all the way till the end when he kills the Brooksa there and changes him back to a beardless Tormund.
Yeah. The funniest part about some of that is the fact that, and it did this in season 1 as well. It gives you really good storytelling in the people that we meet, just enough that you become invested. Because in that particular story, you're like, man, I really feel sorry for that guy. Like, this guy got cursed, but he says he deserved stuff that he did. He tells you what he did, and you're like, I mean, that's not that bad. He needs to find true love, etc. But then they give you the twist at the end. No, man, he raped these
the
people.
priestess.
Yeah, the priestess. He literally raped her, and that's how he got cursed. And you're like, oh wow.
Well, he's a complete piece of shit.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
And Geralt basically tells him, like, if you want to kill, because he wanted Geralt to kill him, and Geralt's like, well, you're not cursed anymore, so you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was some brutal shit there.
That's been a good scene. The only other scene I had is kind of the final scene, which you have Jaskier, being a coyote and taking those guys across the border and putting them on the boat, and just that whole interaction there
with the guy on the docks or whatever, who was like,
hey,
"Oh, I like your song. Oh, but it wasn't your best."
Yeah.
Do we all think that Jaskier leveled up on the singing? Because like, the song that he's sang, while not his best song, man, he was belting the shit out of that song.
Yeah,
well, he's had 2 years to get better.
Yeah. Yep. Good lessons.
Josh, no, I really like that scene. I really liked basically the whole Eskel fight. The fight when Eskel turned into a Leshy. I'm sorry, Leshy. Apologies. I really like that whole. I mean, just like, you got these fucking vines coming out of nowhere, and Geralt is fucking parrying that shit and deflecting it. And I really like. I mean, the whole build up where they're trying to get through to Eskel, right? They're trying to get through to him. They're like, look, let us help you. Just calm down. And Vesemir's getting choked and getting killed basically. And you can see the struggle that Geralt has, and then he just says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna turn my sword into a lightsaber, and I'm just gonna fucking stab this dude in the heart." And just one shots him basically. And no, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. As far as the story meant.
Go for it.
I was just going to say the Witcher that gets infected by this celestial, you want to call it that, Eskel. Do we really think it played out like that? Because most of the Witchers that were there looked at him like, you fought this thing for 6 hours and you just forgot that the only way to kill this thing was to pierce its heart with fire? Like, do we think there's anything beyond that, or is that we're just going to leave it at that as far as the story told us?
I kind of took that as he's a little bit more of a fuck up. I don't think he's very good. He doesn't seem to be as put together as like Geralt as far as being a Witcher.
Yeah, I think we get a little piece of that, Jason. If you remember, they had a little Geralt had a little flashback scene with him and Eskel presumably when they were younger, still more in training. And Eskel seemed like the type that wanted to fuck off and like not really pay attention too much to Vesemir.
Like I said, I just feel like the way that was played out, and I agree. I'm not even going to dispute what you're saying. I just felt like I still feel like might be more to that. And again, could be totally wrong. Could be just the way that I viewed the episode. It just like, even with that flashback, I just felt like there feels like there was something else there that either I missed or maybe I just missed.
I'm not sure, Jason. But I'm just taking it at face value. One of the scenes I really liked, and it was quick, and I really don't know what's going on with this guy because he seems like he's kind of insane. Is if you remember the scene where one of the kings was talking to two of his like attendants or whatever, and talking about what their plans are, and all of a sudden one of them gets a dagger in the throat.
The chick takes it in the throat.
Yeah, as she's phrasing there, Josh. She's trying to give this wine to him or whatever. Guy comes in, pours another glass, and he hands it to the other guy. He's
Makes
like, "Hey,
the other guy drink it.
Hey, drink that."
Yeah.
And he's like,
okay, so
what's going on?
I like the guy that came into the room. I don't know who that is.
But okay, so hold on. Here's my problem. Who the fuck were the people that died? And then, like, this guy is like badass. He comes in and he saves the day and shit. And literally, like, later on,
he's like talking to the owl,
talking to himself, to the bird.
Well,
I'm just like,
it's clear that somebody is seeing through the eyes of the bird, right? Like, I think that somebody is.
Yeah,
but
it's clear that Brandon broke in his back.
Yeah, exactly. Just this guy though, like, with the things that he's saying out loud are just like crazy. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, though. I like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, he's an absolutely no-nonsense type character.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I is this our first spotting of him? Like, I don't think he's in.
I don't remember this guy at all from the first season.
Yeah, because I also don't remember the king that he's.
The king, yeah.
Yeah, I don't recognize that guy either.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. So,
and it does feel like, and again, I think this goes back to what we were saying earlier, where stuff is happening, we just don't know why, or where it's going, or what exactly. Because he's giving the king advice to advance his armies. and it's like, okay, but who are you? Like, who is this? Okay, so what people is this the king of? Like, it's kind of disconnected in such a way that it's like, okay, well, there's stuff happening. I should be excited. I don't know who this guy is, but something is happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we have any other favorite scenes from the first 4 episodes? I don't.
I don't either.
I don't know how much of a scene this is as far as being my favorite scene, but because you could kind of see it coming. But I did like how Siri was able to win over the rest of the Witchers.
Her training sequence.
I thought that was
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, don't ever let that lady go on American Warrior or whatever. She was terrible. But
American Ninja Warrior.
yeah, she didn't give up.
I love that show.
Yeah. Now that I'm glad you brought that up. That kind of had a side effect of, like, I guess the blood that she was spilling on the ground at that time caused some flowers to bloom. That apparently that is the key ingredient in the mutagen that is used to create Witchers, right?
Yeah, it's the blue goo that they shoot up the babies with.
Sure, yeah. And
that doesn't sound appetizing at all.
No, and we find out that that's typically caused by elder blood, and so detective work it seems that Siri has some type of elder lineage in her blood. So we knew Siri was important. This is just another thing that makes her even more important of a character.
Yeah. Yep. So, hey, before we get into favorite character, I wanted to have a kind of a special category here, which was best monster kill. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about the 3 different battles that we have with the 3 monsters in here. See which one we thought was the best one. So in the first episode, we get the battle with the Bruxa, which we see the Bruxa kind of starts the episode where she cuts that whole family in half that rolls into that town on that carriage. And, man, I mean, picks them up, cuts them in half, drops them on the ground. Like, she ain't fucking around.
Yep.
And we see her interact with Siri a little bit in the house, and she appears to be this, like, real creepy, backwards, crab walking thing from the Ring.
She's labeled as a vampire.
They call her a cat. They describe her as a cat in the episode.
And I did get, like, cat vibes from her, like, just kind of just strange.
Cat, spider, vampire, shit. Like, that chick,
but Geralt,
she comes through the wall.
Yeah, Geralt kind of puts it together, and he's like, it's Bruxa. And then, that thing turns around, and some cool action there where she's, like, screams at him. And, I mean, the face she makes is terrifying. And you get Geralt just, like, flying backwards and getting thrown against the wall, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. She's got the sonic scream. Make all the boys go crazy.
Yeah, so that's actually, that ends up being a really good fight. And much to the chagrin of Nivelin, she gets crushed.
Yeah.
She dies.
Yep, she gets beheaded.
Yep. Then, what was the next one?
The Leshy. So we have Eskel turning into the Leshy, which is a really cool fight as well, because it takes place inside that circle room, and so he's able to kind of control the room and come from all kinds of different directions with his branches.
I don't know if it's because I just saw Spider-Man No Way Home, but that shit reminded me of whoa.
Slow down, bro.
Spoilers, bro. Spoilers.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet.
It
Calm down.
It reminded me of that movie.
Doc Ock or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know Doc Ock was in there, Dave. Thanks a lot.
I didn't say he was.
Oh. But that was a really good fight. I don't think it was as good for me as the Bruxa fight.
No.
Because it was a little bit shorter, but still visually looked really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then let me make sure I get this right. here. Then the third fight is against the unnamed ant centipede mantis looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I have in my notes here. This thing. So he goes looking for whatever is dragging. What?
He goes looking for that lesher.
It's a leshy.
Slushy.
Yeah. Well, he gets dragged out in the woods by Siri because she has the visions, and they're pulling her out to the woods. And so they roll up, and he's like, "Oh, it's Eskel's leshy. Fantastic. Let's go." And like he starts, doing his thing and cutting off the little branches, and he goes to heat up the sword real quick, like he's gonna go for the death blow. And all of a sudden, this leshy gets ripped in half by this fucking giant, unnamed monster.
Yeah.
And this thing is brutal. I've never seen anything like this in the show. I mean, I guess like the Kikimora was close in the first episode, but this is like that on steroids. And this thing has it out for Siri.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, the fight being a little bit shorter because like he ends up trapping Siri, and then Geralt comes out of nowhere and just makes quick work out of this thing.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What are your?
I think the Brooks is the best fight.
Oh yeah, the Brooks.
Yep, I was right there, which is kind of unfortunate because it was the beginning, the first episode.
One, yeah.
But it also had like this thing. It gets thrown out the window and breaks its arm and neck, leg, and then fixes itself.
Yeah.
I mean, thing is, and then it turns into a giant bat, flies around, and it's only by happenstance, basically, that by distraction, that when the beast comes out and jabs her with poker, and she's distracted, and Geralt beheads it.
Yeah,
it was pretty sweet. It played out well. I thought the entire fight was good.
So I don't mean to catch you guys off guard, but I just thought of it. Do you guys have a favorite episode of the 4 in particular, or has it all just kind of merged into one for you?
The first episode's the best by far.
I completely agree.
So. I think it's because you get really good character building.
Yeah.
And you get the story behind the friend.
Nivellen.
You get a great monster. I mean, it's just really well done.
I mean, I think that bleeds into the best character for me. I mean, as much as you guys are shit talking my guy Nivellen there for the things that he did to get himself cursed, he's still the best character so far in the first 4 episodes. I really enjoyed him. I thought he was super funny, and I thought he was cool.
So, I good segue, Josh. I will say, as far as like the one episode characters, they're short-lived characters that we've had so far, I completely agree. I think that character is easily the best, most fully realized kind of side character. For me though, I'm gonna just go ahead and
Just do it.
I'm gonna go Geralt. I think he's of the main cast. He's the one that steals all the scenes for me. I think he's the most fully realized of the characters. He's like, as of right now, he's the only main character that I really care, and Siri to an extent because they're kind of tied together. But like, those are the only 2 characters that I really care about. Like, honestly, Yennefer's stock is
super low
for me. Like, I frankly don't even really care about her storyline right now.
Correct.
We'll see.
Dave, was that your favorite character so far, the first 4 episodes? Oh, no, yeah, Geralt. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go Geralt. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go stock and go Geralt.
Jason, what you got?
Well, I mean, you kind of took it. I was gonna take the beast. Nivellen.
Fucking Bebop. He reigns supreme.
Where's Rocksteady in this motherfucker?
I don't know, dude. Wouldn't that be funny if we come up with Rhino somewhere down the line?
To what Josh's point was, that character was fleshed out from start to finish. We got backstory, how Geralt met him, how he got into a situation, how he somehow ended up falling in love with this vampire spider cat thing, and in return, that thing fell in love with him. And then we got to find out he was truly just a shit at the end and deserved to die, even though his life was different. So and look, Geralt is Geralt. Unfortunately, they have the perfect guy playing him, because like you just don't need to have anything but a straightforward persona. So I went with Neville, I name.
All right, I want to take this time, Dave. Make sure Craig and Geark are both recording this. Okay,
They are.
Oh,
I toyed with this for a second, and this is my honorable mention for favorite character. But I thought in the 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes that we got Jaskier,
Oh no.
in the first 4 episodes, I thought he was strong.
he was.
He was very.
I thought he had a good song. I thought he had a really good interaction with Yennefer. And listen, as a person that works with people every day, and has probably said some mean things to people that I probably shouldn't have said many times, I just know exactly how he felt when that guy started talking about, well, it's not your best song, and maybe do this and maybe do that.
That was
Like I just know like the level of contempt he had for this person in that moment. And I felt it, man. I felt him say, I've said this to myself plenty of times with my mask on. Am I going to say it? Am I going to say it? Yeah, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
So I thought Jaskier showed up really well, and he's going to be my mention.
It was very much like Back to the Future. Don't call me chicken.
Yeah.
Walking up there and you just hear, she just wasn't. And you're just like, dude, just keep walking, dude. You're right there.
Yeah, he Star-Lorded it, and he caused that. Yeah. Look, he caused that other elf to have to die. Yeah, let's be honest.
He did.
So
yeah, that is true.
Because he could have just let it go. He could have just let it go, kept going.
Yeah.
Fuck that elf guy.
Oh, because he let the
deaf one go.
The deaf guy. Who again?
Or whatever, yeah.
Again, we learn about his story. That dude just wants to meet a fine woman, go chill out,
raise some chickens.
It was hilarious. We're watching me and the wife were watching the episode, and I'm like, dude, this guy all just staring, just unclothing.
Yennefer,
right there. And then he goes, and then like right after that, he signs to her like, "You're really pretty."
Hey, look, man. He's just shooting his shot. There you go.
Hey, look. Hey, you miss every shot you don't take.
And then he's just.
Oh, okay. So this centipede-like monster, it is labeled a myriapod. I don't know if that is the actual name of the monster, or if that's just like a genus kind of scientific term.
Yeah. Got it.
We know, Jason. You mentioned how Boy was kind of staring at Yennefer there. I think that's a good transition into Yennefer being the worst possible character in this entire show.
Dude, I had her picked. I also had her picked as my least favorite character. Dude, she
is doo doo.
Without her powers, absolutely, she has definitely lost spark. So to say.
No pun intended there.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Dude, no, I legitimately agree with you, Josh. Like, I don't think her character, I don't think it has necessarily anything to do with her magic specifically being gone, at least not for me. I just think, like, she's just not interesting right now. Like, I
do think that her knowing that she's powerless has changed the way she interacts.
She doesn't have that swagger that she had before.
Yeah, exactly. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah, it's a Yennefer sweep.
It's a Yennefer sweep. Yeah.
And look,
There are plenty of other pieces of shit in this show.
Dude, like Stregobor. Stregobor really should be the least favorite character. That dude is a fucking tool. That dude sucks.
Yeah, but at least he's got something going on.
Well, here's the thing. He at least like everyone knows he's a tool. Like he just is. He is a continuation of what he was in season 1. But like Yennefer's character is just like she was this badass bitch, and now she's just like, who cares?
Shit.
Yeah. So
it's just gonna be a matter of time. It's just gonna be a matter of time before she succumbs to whatever the offer was from the deathless, whatever the witch was, deathless mother, and gets her powers back, I assume, or gets told what she needs to do to get her powers back. Again, man, I would really like to know what that is all about because I have no idea.
Yeah.
That was a question or / prediction that I had was she rediscovers the chaos at some point, right?
100%.
We can't have her in here without it.
I don't even think that's like not a real prediction. That's like an absolute certainty.
Okay, so my question is, or at least one of the questions I have, the deathless mother, when we have Frangilla and Francesca later in the room together where they kind of get away to talk, they both make it known like they know the vision they had was fake. But yet they still went along with it. I don't quite understand what the play is.
Yeah. I have no idea.
They were given information that we want. Is there like a deal that's like? I feel like this is one of those things where you deal with the devil. Like, if you do this, you'll get what you want, but I get this in return.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
for
there's
now,
no way that Elf's taking it or something.
Yeah, for now, it's kind of feeding the two things that need to happen. Like the elves need some security, and they want to feel like they're being heard, right? And they have a chance to succeed. And Fringilla needs
an army.
She needs troops.
Correct, because she got all those other ones killed.
I want to get this prediction in. Okay, if we're talking about predictions now, I want to get this in.
Do it
before you guys steal it, because I feel like this is a done deal. There's no way Francesca's baby is surviving. No. That baby is donezo. I don't know what's going to cause it. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, like I said, that's going with the death mother.
I'm not even confident that thing is going to be born as an elf. That thing might just be a demon, like legit, like something.
Like fucking Spaceballs style, like that thing comes out fucking singing and dancing.
Oh, dude, that would be an improvement of the season thus far. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Yeah, dude. Like I'm all in on that, dude. So yeah, no, there is no chance that baby is coming out healthy and everything.
No shot.
Like I think it's zero. I think it's zero. That's my prediction. That's all I really have so far.
Okay, so I wish we knew more about what the whole Deathless Mother was, because I feel like this is going to be important. Like everything is hinging on whatever they were told inside that hut, and it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like at some point Yennefer is going to have to give in to get her powers back.
Yep.
But I'm curious how we're going to figuring out what it was that each one of these individuals sacrificed to get what they want. Because even with, I'm trying to remember when at some point Yennefer is trying to do something, and you can hear the voices head saying it. Mother saying, "Just say the word. Just say the word." I mean, I assume she's just a moment away from getting her powers back.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just surprised.
What do we have next?
I'm just surprised that in the 2 years it's taken for this show to come on air, that this is what's been presented to us thus far. I guess that's what I'm surprised by. But I mean, I think we've already kind of hit questions, predictions, and issues.
Yeah.
The problem is like, what's there like? There's a ton of questions of like, are we going to finally start moving the story along?
Yeah,
I think that's probably an obvious answer, but I mean, like, that's the biggest question I have is, are we going to move into something resembling like a story where moving towards a common goal here, or what? And I think we are, but I mean, I think we've already hit the predictions and the issues. So I don't think we have anything else.
I think the unfortunate part is that we're 4 episodes into an 8 episode. I could really see Geralt and Ciri just sitting at this same place for the next 4 episodes.
Yeah, and just continuing to train. I mean, we already know they're heading back to Century, but
yeah, at some point. I mean,
they're gearing up to leave now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Geralt is there now because he teleported.
Yeah, he needs to talk to the guy about the monolith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just don't know. I don't know, man. I wish we had more.
You know, it almost feels like, and I mean this for real, even though we couldn't have known this, I almost feel like we needed to watch one more episode to really like be able to make any type of predictions. I feel like we were one episode short of really.
I'm gonna watch that one episode as soon as we get off of here, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I was already right there with you. I'm like, well, I'm gonna watch episode 5 like tonight. So,
well, then let's go do that.
Yeah,
let's get the fuck out of here.
So,
I'm tired.
Appreciate it, everybody. Tune in next week. We will be reviewing the last 4 episodes of The Witcher, as well as the season finale of Wheel of Time. So everything is gonna wrap up, and can't wait. So
and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Whatever it is that you celebrate.
Yes.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Live long and prosper.
Take it easy.
Later.